Everyone stick with us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live or post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, links are below in our description to our Discord, our Facebook options trading group, and our Patreon. For the first time ever, going live during market hours and just trying something new. I'm going live during power hour here. Just turned 2 p.m. Central, seeing what to do. Keith, what's going on? King Jacob, Jeff, HD, how you doing? Happy hump day. Teus, what's going on? If you're here right now, say what up. Just get going on here. Now, if you guys don't know, or if you're tuning in later, market dipped pretty bad today with the China news. Let's pull this up over here, actually. Let's see here. We got the China news. Dow drops 200 points. Report phase 1 trade deal may not be completed this year. And as you guys know, what did we expect? We knew, everyone knew there wasn't going to be a deal. We've been talking about this for years now. Literally years. Let's see. I don't want this video. Let's see here. Where was the report from, though? Pulling back from record highs. Oh, Reuters reported a so-called phase 1 trade deal between China and the U.S. may not be completed. So CNBC wasn't the source. Reuters reported citing trade experts and people close. I guess this is how they've been reporting it. People close to the Trump administration. So, nobody knows. Just people close to the people. People close to the people making the deal know, right? China will hold out until they. Like I said, I think on both sides, China and the U.S., there's not going to be a deal made until we both feel max pain, because we're so just caught up in this whole thing. Everyone's too proud, and it's going to hurt the American people. It's going to hurt the people of China. VF, Caulfield, what's going on? If you're here right now, say what up. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. Hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Thanks, King Odin. Odin's son. Thor. So, the completion of a partial trade deal could be pushed into 2020. It's been saying, if you guys look up, if you literally Google trade deal November 2018, you'll see all the stuff that comes up. Let me see here. Trade deal November. We go back a year. Here you go. Look at this. November 2nd, 2018. Shares soar as Trump hints at possible trade deal. November 16th, 2018. Trump raises hopes of trade deal. Actually, we could just do one so we don't get duplicate. We'll just do CNBC. November 2nd, China very much wants to make a deal. November 16th. China wants to make a deal on trade. 2018. So this stuff is nothing new here. This is nothing new. They keep saying we're going to get a deal. The one thing that I wonder is why hasn't the market priced it in that we weren't going to get a deal? The market was starting to price in that we were going to get a deal, but they're not pricing in the likelihood of it not happening. Market didn't dip as bad. I wonder if it'll rebound and Trump will tweet to pump. Yeah, Trump has been. If you look at Trump's tweets here, we have a Trump's tweets channel on our Discord. He's just been pumping the impeachment proceedings today. He hasn't brought up. If we look at. Can I search the Don? No, doesn't let me do that. Let's search highs. Yeah. I can't find it right now, but anyways, Trump did tweet yesterday about a new all-time market highs, and I think that was kind of our sell signal. you know, day isn't done yet, could still make money. Yo, Tactical, what's going on? Yeah, right now we're just kind of chilling. I do have a position on Apple. I'll go over my positions here in a second. I do have a position on Tesla as well, which I'll go over. I was just kind of watching the market. Looks like, and the one thing I want to show you guys here is take a look at this volume, and you'll see the volume spike here. Was above 4 million for the 30 minutes. But as you can see, the buying up here, volume has been descending. Volume has been low. Volume spiked on Apple as well, not very high. There wasn't much volume when it had a sell-off, like a little bit, like 1.2 million and then 1.5 million. But volume really just died off there on. Even look at Nvidia, same thing. Volume popped up, not that high, but it dropped off, and we're grinding back up. China wants to kick the can down the road as long as they can. They know there's an election in 1 year. China rather roll the dice and gamble that Trump could lose and have more favorable negotiations. Yeah. I mean, I think that a Democrat would probably want to make a deal and try to get that one of the things done. It's hard to say the way that Trump is negotiating or not negotiating, I guess we can call it, if it's successful or not successful. Are tariffs hurting the economy? Are they helping the economy? There's not really enough data on it. Trump obviously thinks that we're winning, but is that really true or not? I don't know. Got paid on Target holding calls. Yeah, Target was insane. All early markets are red this morning, weren't they? I mean, things were red. I mean, things have been going red. I mean, if you look at SPY, I mean, after we hit 313 pre-market yesterday, it seems like some people knew. Doesn't it seem like that? Some people knew I've been looking for a catalyst to drive Apple lower, because obviously Apple, I think that it's going to come down to like the 250, 240 area and then bounce back up, but there'd been no pullback. Today was the first major pullback on Apple. So, but let me go over some of my trades here. Kind of what we're looking at here. So I didn't really take off a lot of trades today. I did put on some trades. I did take off Apple. Realized today, I've only realized on Home Depot. So Home Depot, I've been trading after their earnings report. They beat earnings, but they lowered guidance. So I typically, like for me, I like to trade earnings at lower or raise guidance, because that kind of gives you a more of a direction on where the stock is going to go in the future, or at least that's what the company thinks. So I have on Home Depot. Yesterday. So yesterday I had a debit spread I put on I bought the 225 put and sold the 220 put for $1.27. I sold it for $1.75. That's obviously way up now. I was just looking at that position. So I had this, and I had it for next week. So essentially my position I bought the 225 and I sold the 220. So I sold that one for $1.75. Right now it's trading at $2.91, so definitely less than money on the table. I mean, HD had just been getting pounded today, even before like any news came out regarding the overall market. So, and then I put on the I made like 40% on that one, and then I made another like 45% on the next one I rolled it down. I bought the 250 and I sold the 217.50 and I sold it for $1.85. So we made about 50% on that. So I actually rolled it down. So now that's going for 203. sold it for $1.85. So, Home Depot's been kind of slowly grinding lower, which is why I've just been kind of playing spreads a little bit further out. Because spreads you don't get hurt as much on like a sideways grind, if things decide to go sideways for a little while. If you look at Home Depot right now, so I've just been trading the fade, broke down, so I made some money in there twice, left some money on the table, but overall still pretty good stock to trade. Home Depot, some people don't like trading Home Depot. I like to trade it just because it takes a while for your plan to come to fruition, and sometimes you don't want to get into like a Tesla or Roku or Nvidia. Some days you just want to be like, I want to put a position on, but I want to take it easy. I don't want to get crazy. I just want to chill. That's what Home Depot is for me. You have to. It's not like a day trading stock. It's more, okay, you can make money off of Home Depot, but it takes a little bit longer for your plan to come together. Then I put on, so those are the only trades that close out. Then I put on a Tesla and Apple position. So Tesla, I put a position on Tesla before the trade news came out. I put on a debit call spread. Thankfully, I did do it 16 days out, so I'm in the December 6th expiration. I think that was the only thing I did right with the trade. I mean, things were looking good with Tesla at the time. If we look at Tesla, I put that trade on at 11:16 a.m. So I bought it right in here. Things were looking good. Hit up to 356, and then the China news came out. So, we're down a little bit on that position right now. Let's see, we're down on. We're down $12 or 10% on that position. Not great. But like I said, I have 16 days out. Also, they're going to be releasing unveiling the truck tomorrow, their semi or pickup truck. So that's what I was planning on. I was actually going to put a position on yesterday. I didn't get the opportunity to because it just ripped up. I was going to put one up. I was going to buy the 350 call and sell the 352 call, and I didn't. So here we are. Here we are. It is holding up, but it's not really going anywhere. And then on Apple, I put a position on, currently going against me. I bought a strangle, so I have the 260 put and the 270 call for next week. If Apple looks like it's going to keep recovering right now, I'm down 10% on it. Not the end of the world. Kind of seeing where it's going. I mean, Apple right now is recovering from the drop, but if it starts to break above the 265 area, I'll probably add to that 270 call. So I'll probably buy another 270 call. I'll keep the put, kind of see how it goes, and play defense that way. The goal with the strangle is to come back to break even or with a small profit if the strangle goes against you. This was more bearish skewed, so I wanted it to break down. My target is on Apple is 256. So when I was looking at that, I was looking at this area. This area right down in here was the 256, 255, 257 area. If it breaks 260, goes down to 257, I'll definitely probably take the profits, but won't be pushing it. Because as you can see, when you push it, it will reverse on you. Gonna make truckloads on Tesla. Har har har. Some other positions I'm still in. So Boeing, I'm currently in Boeing. And I'm just kind of, it is back at resistance. I mean, it's been having some issues here at 370 and at like the 375 area. It's back here just chilling. Yo, John, what's going on? I'm currently down 14% or $18 on this, $15, whatever. Boeing came down, and the reason why I didn't close it out, I should have put an order in yesterday when it dropped down to 361, 362 area. It hit my targets. I didn't close it because the option pricing was so screwed up. That's why I didn't close it. But when you're trading a spread, you can easily guess what that option or that spread is going to be worth, and I should have just put it in. And I didn't. And then I didn't close it on this other drop here to 366. So, if I lose on Boeing, I deserve it. I had two opportunities, one really good one yesterday, one okay today, and I didn't close it. So we'll see what happens. I have that on for next week. I also have a strangle currently on Square. Currently that position's down a little bit. It did hit. I have the 68 call and the 65 put for next week expiration. I paid $1.65 for it. So it did hit 67.75 today. Then we had the trade news. This thing just fell apart. I was actually leaning more bearish on this. I thought that it wasn't going to break 66, and then we had the 66 break today. So now it looks pretty good for it to break up to 70 now. I think BA could have a plane crash into an orphanage, and it would hurt this. It wouldn't hurt. Would it hurt the stock? Yeah, I mean the institutional holding. It's like 70% institutional holding on Boeing. I mean shorting it is dangerous, but for me, for Boeing, I'm just playing the support and resistance on Boeing. It's a clear support and resistance trade. I'm not putting any other thought into it. But on Square, now that we're resting above 66, I mean, I think this is going to try to close this gap up here. Next stop is 69.50 is kind of where I see it. Then if we can get above 70. Sky's the limit on Square. It's had a good run though. I mean, it's had a good run from 62. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days in a row on Square. It's recovering pretty nicely. So, what is your profit target, Nathan? I'm looking for 356. The 356 area on Apple. So if it breaks down, right now I'm down a little bit. So if it breaks down, let's see, what are the deltas on? So the deltas right now on the 260, that's 37 delta. So if it drops $4, looking at like a $250 profit on that. So I guess the percentage profit target, we're looking at like anywhere between 50 and 75%. For me, like the profit targets, I generally trade off of the stock price versus what the option is netting. However, once this option starts getting to like 100%, 80%, I then kind of reevaluate where we are at with that trade, because I don't try to milk. Like for me, I don't try to milk the trades to death. I try to set realistic targets that are repeatable. A lot of people try to get those 1,000% gains, 5,000% gains, and yes, they do happen. They do happen throughout the year, and they do happen if based on occurrences. The more occurrences you have, aka the more trades you have on, the more chances you are to hit 500,000, 200, 2,000%, right? But that's not my initial goal. Yes, if it does happen, it's because something happened with the stock, probably news related or something I already had a position on. It's not because I'm looking for turning a 1 penny option into a dollar contract. Like that's not my goal. For me, in the market, it's about making consistent returns over time. It's not about having huge wins or huge losses. It's just about consistency, being consistent, taking profits consistently, and redeploying your capital when you see a trade. Staying disciplined when you take out when you play defense, or knowing when to take a trade off. Looks like Tesla wants to revisit low of the day here now. And I do have a Teva trade on. I'm currently down $15 on it. That's for next week. I had the 11 calls for next week. It was a small position. Teva did recover pretty good here after that drop. So we'll see what happens. But Teva, I mean, still pretty bullish here till 11. We'll see what happens. What stocks are you guys looking at while we watch the market here? Nvidia, I was actually looking to a short Nvidia. I just didn't expect it to go up this much today. I mean, literally went from 207 up to 214, back down to 208. I mean, I wanted to short it here again at like 211, 210. Maybe I will. maybe I will. What do you guys think? Should I put a debit spread on Nvidia? Debit put spread? Should I do credit? Because the reason why I don't want to put a credit spread on. So right now VIX. Let's see. If this drops lower, implied volatility like Nvidia was really low. Option sellers are going to see some expansion when you buy options, when you sell options for a credit down here and implied volatility expands, it's going to hurt you. Let's see what VIX came back down. VIX went up 14. I wanted it to break. It's been trying to break 13 the last few days, and it just hasn't happened. Now we're back up. I like when VIX is around like the 17 to 20 area. Down here it's just really low volatility. It's a really slow market, as you guys know. But if we can get it back above 15, that would be nice. Marcus, Baidu and Baba. So Baidu and Baba, actually Baba didn't get hit that bad. I was expecting them to do a lot worse. Baba has been selling off the last couple of days too, as you can see here. Not back into range yet. So what I'm waiting on is if it can fall back into range, like below 180, so it can ping, because it was pinging between 180 and 170 pretty good. Makes pretty good trades for strangles or credit spreads or whatever you want to do. But right now, it's still kind of bullish to me if it's resting above, if it's closing above 180. So we'll see. I know that Baba just got listed on the Hong Kong exchange. That helped them out. That news helped them push up. But right now, I mean, it might just trade sideways here for some time. So we'll see. Baidu's been selling off as well. And they've been fading after that earnings pop. So it looks like earnings was on November 6th. Doesn't say here if they beat or not, but I'm guessing they did well. but now it's fading. Finrad, thanks for the $5, man. Keep the live market streams coming. You guys like it? So this is my first time. Doing like a live market stream. I figured I'd do a power hour, just kind of trial it out. I'm gonna do it for a few more days. See if you guys like it. Vote in the chat. Let me know if you guys like it after market closes or during live. But right now, Marcus, based on this fade, it's coming back down to 110. So it creates some opportunities. Right now with negative trade news, no Chinese stock is going to do well. Negative trade news. Alibaba would probably be a $300 stock right now if we didn't have a trade war right now. If we didn't have a trade war right now, Alibaba would be 300. But it is what it is. And looking at CGC broke 1605 resistance. Other weed stocks file. Yeah, CGC got a nice upgrade today, which we couldn't look at. King Odin, let's look at BAC real quick. Then we'll look at CGC. Bank of America, that and GS took quite a hit. Also, today the Fed said that they're not going to be. They pushed out their minutes, which we already knew what they were. Was they don't see any more rate cuts in the foreseeable future. They're just like in a holding pattern. So we'll see what happens to the banks. BAC, it's been on a tear from 27, just ripping. So I think, regardless if you're bearish or bullish, I think right now if you're bullish, you want some pullback, some consolidation to because that's healthy for a stock. Like if we just keep ripping and ripping and ripping and ripping, you know in the back of your mind, like the fall is going to come and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt bad. So like for me, when I'm bullish on something, I prefer the stock to go up, come down a little bit, consolidate, because that's healthy. That's healthy. A stock can't just go up every day. A stock just can't go down every day, right? But if you're bullish, you want the stock to go up, have a little bit of pullback, consolidate, go back up. But when you go up every day, like on Apple, when you go up like this, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for the stock. And now timing the fall, I mean, you don't want. It's hard to time the fall, right? So people have been shorting. People have been shorting since 2:30 and have been getting the a-holes popped. CGC. Right now we're about halfway in a power hour. Looks like, yeah, Matt, things are just chilling. But CGC, what we need on CGC, I mean, this is a terrible chart. We need above 220.250 is what we need for this to kind of reverse the trend. So we really need above 222. Sorry, I'm used to talking about high-end stocks. 2250. We need above 2250 to start reversing, and then it needs to break 28. But I feel like if we could break 2250, we can have a reversal here. Right now, this still is very bearish. It's still in a very descending pattern here. Not even above 20. I mean, it's in trouble. I mean, the CGC was going to go pennyland. Even Drake, even the Drake news couldn't save it. Drake got in, couldn't save it. Popped up for a day and then sold off hard, and then they had earnings. I mean, so they need something. I mean, CGC got an upgrade, so we'll see. We'll see if that upgrade was just for people to get out or if it's really going to continue here. I mean, it's been holding up really nice today amid all that's been going on. I mean, had some small drops, but maintain bullishness. But if you look at the 1-year chart, if you're swing trading this, you got to be mindful of where you are. You're still very, very close to the 52-week lows, which is, let's see here. The 2-year low is 1260, and the 3-year low is $4.90. So just be aware, this stock could still go under $10. So it's not. I would say if you're getting bullish on it, you need to start breaking some of these points of resistance where it's breaking down in the past. But right now, still not looking good for the bulls. Do you think Target or Lowe's will go any higher based on earnings? I mean, Target has been very surprising, Matt. Like no one expected it to pop like this. It's up 15% today. I mean, if you look at the option pricing, I mean, these are up 500, 800%. I mean, just insane. I'm glad that I didn't sell any premium on that. But last quarter they went from 86 and they opened at 100. They had a 20% jump last quarter too. And that's way different from like Walmart. I did sell some premium in Walmart earnings. I mean, Walmart popped up and came back to flat. So that kind of shows you that all retail stocks are not the same. Target, I think, has finally hit its stride. I mean, at least in our area, Target has just been remodeling all the stores, reinvesting into their stores, and creating a better customer experience. And as you can see, it's starting to pay off here. I mean, it's doubled. The stock has doubled in the last year. It's gone from 60 up to 126 now. So more than doubled. Crazy. All right, let's see. Let's see if SPY is going to break here. They're taking some. I got some money back on Apple, so I was down like 30. Now I'm only down 17. However, Tesla's getting hit now. So Who asked about Tesla? Someone asked about Tesla. Buzz. Tesla staying above 340. Yeah, I do. I mean, I think it'll be. I think Tesla will stay above 340. I mean, they have the event tomorrow. Keith, you have me now looking at Tesla close right now. Yeah, I mean, I think Tesla will stay, but this China news is not good. This China news is not good. I don't think I would have put that position on after the China news came out, but since I put the position on before the China news, and I'm only down 12% on Tesla. I mean, I did a small position. I'm going to see what happens to the truck design. I mean, I'm willing to take a $50 loss on it. Not a big deal, but truck reveals tomorrow. All right, looks like we're selling in close here, so we're about halfway into power hour. This push up, I'm thinking, I don't know. Let's have a vote in the chat. What do you guys think? You guys think it's going to be red tomorrow? Or you think we're going to be green? That truck better be fire. Yeah, I mean, I think the truck is going to be impressive, and I hear that it's supposed to be below 50,000. So if it's below $50,000, they produce a truck, electric, that can tow below $50,000. I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. So I did get the December 6th contract. So I have 16 days on it, so not too concerned. I'm going green tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, betting against Elon Musk, I don't think there's been. I mean, sure, I think that Elon Musk has gone through some crazy period, but Elon Musk loves burning bears. I mean, he roasts them all the time. Why I have 30 shares in Tesla, my biggest position. Nice. Yeah, I sold my Tesla shares in 2017. Or was it 2018? I don't know. But I wrote it up from 150 to 315, and I got out. But I'm waiting for that next recession. We got cash on the side. You know, we're pulling a Warren Buffett where we got cash on the side, waiting for the recession to come. But so far it's not looking good. F1 number selling. Yeah, I mean, F1 is the number one selling. The Ford F1 is the number one selling. And now Ford has the Mustang Mach-E, whatever that is. See if anyone buys that. The other edge Tesla have is their charging. They built so many charging stations across the U.S. I mean, it's insane. Elon Musk is a genius. Sell that 240 put spread. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what expiration you want to do it in for that put spread. F didn't even move after their announcement. Yeah, I mean, Ford, if you look at Ford, they've been on a decline. You know, the sad part is, I mean, they've gone for people that are long-term holders. I mean, the highest in 10 years has been is $18. The lowest it's been is down here at like $8.84, and we're at $8.70. So if you've held this for 10 years, you have not been rewarded as a shareholder. And a lot of people buy the stocks like those old brands like Ford, GE, GM. I think GM's doing better though. Not much. I mean, their stock's not 18 anymore, but yeah, I mean GM's doing a lot better if you look at this, but there's still no growth. Like if you're looking at Ford and GM, you know what they do is they just service their demand right now. There's not like they're not growing anymore. They've reached the point of saturation. So right now they're just servicing the existing clients. And Apple's chilling here at 351. I don't know if there's gonna be let's see if there's gonna be a sell off in the close or not. I'm going green because that's the color of my underwear. Tesla has the solar battery power too. Yeah, who was it? Was it this week or last week? They announced a car with a solar power roof. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? Was it? I don't remember. I think wasn't it an Asian brand. You guys let me know. Oh, Hyundai. Yeah. Oh, let me look that up. Let's look at that. Yeah, I can't. For some reason, I can't find any good news on it. Oh, here it is. Here we go. So I don't know if this is going into production or not, but as you can see here, the roof here is solar powered. Obviously, the news doesn't really like, I don't know, the Globe looks Canadian, the cloudy future of solar powered cars. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but thanks for letting me know. So I'm just checking my phone here, had some messages. Yeah, I mean, I think for Ford to move on like EV, so far Ford has been a failure in the EV market. They have electric vehicles, they have hybrid vehicles, and none of them have been able to take things to the next level. Matt, let's look up ENDO. Yeah, BA is going up. I need BA. I need BA to go down. One stock. I mean, Disney's down, but they didn't get hit that bad. I mean, it could have been way worse. I feel for Disney. ENDO. So this is just some penny stock. Yeah, I don't really trade penny stocks, but not looking good. Not looking good. It's not even 1 cent. Probably getting delisted soon. It's not even 1 cent. Like the military cut. Reminds me of my military days. Let's see what other stocks you guys looking at. What other stocks you guys trading right now? Baba's hitting a little lower. Baba doesn't look very good going into close here. I can't believe Square's holding up that good. Not even 1 cent. Yeah, delisted. You know, penny stock traders. If you want to trade penny stocks, just trade options. Options on well-known stocks. The pros are, you know, it's not going to go out of business. You can lose your money the same way. The option can go to zero, just like a penny stock. So at least you know they won't go out of business. You know, and the news is easier to. ENDP. Oh, no worries, Matt. ENDP. I do have some videos on YouTube about like pros and cons of trading penny stocks versus options. Okay, ENDO. That looks better. Yeah, I mean ENDO it really needs to break the 510, like 525 area. I think it could reverse course, but it's been really having a hard time around this 5 area. If you're here right now, say what up. Want to meet you? Want to see who's watching? We're going into close first live stream during market hours, and we're doing a power hour, trying to see if we're gonna make this a thing or not. I'm not sure. I still kind of want to short Nvidia. BA. So definitely should have taken the money. But we'll see. We'll see if we can break 372 or not. Boeing is a stock that if you short it, you need to take the money. You need to take the money. But I was mainly playing. I mean, it's still here at resistance. I was mainly trading this resistance here as it's been having a hard time around the 375, 378 area is mainly what I've been trading, and should have taken profits and reloaded a couple times, but that's what happens. I'm new to option. Thanks for your good insights. Welcome, Ryan. Jake, what up? Thanks, appreciate that. Got the line in the background. John, Nathan, Keith, King Odin. People trade penny stocks because they think that options are too difficult to learn. Yeah, I mean, I think that when learning options, there is a higher barrier to entry, of course. But I think that also gives you the edge, right? If you know more, you have a better ability to profit and more knowledge versus somebody else who doesn't. So most likely you're going to be taking in their money. At least that's the way I see it. I mean, if you're more knowledgeable, also what I like about options, like if you trade stocks, you have a 50% chance of it going either direction. With options, you can layer in different things. So you could do a strangle, you can sell a premium, you can buy a premium, there's a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of ways you could turn losing trades into winning trades, or at least break even so you can get your money back. So, for me, I kind of use options as Legos, where you kind of keep building and manipulating and changing based on the market, based on your positions, and keep moving with the market and keep changing your positions and getting that edge, right? And I think that's why I think options are a better product. But some people don't have that mindset, and some people won't have that mindset, and that's okay. You trade. Some people, if they want to buy 100 shares of Apple or 1,000 shares of Apple and have it go up $1 or $2 and make money that way and expose that much risk, they can. But for me, I have a lot more success with options, and also getting out of losing trades with options. I'm able to defend my positions and get out of them, break even or with a small profit. But yeah, I mean, I would say options, like penny stocks, there are, like we've talked about it before, like the Wall Street bets type esque people that want to take $1,000 and become the next millionaire. And sure, yes, it can happen, but the chances of that happening is very rare, very rare. And the chances of it being you, I don't want to discourage you, but the chances of it being you are also very rare. But what you can predict is taking profits and being consistent. You can do that, and you can also become a millionaire. If you ask any millionaire, if you have ever spoken, I suggest it. If you know any millionaires, talk to them about building wealth, and they'll all tell you. I guarantee it. No one will say, "Oh yeah, I just did one deal. I made millions of dollars." Maybe there's some people like that, but 99% of the people will say, "No, I made my money over time. It was hard work. I put in the time. I put in the work. I was diligent. I was consistent, and I made money." So that is a millionaire's mindset. hoping Baba goes sideways, then rips before December 6th. Well, if we get more trade news, I don't expect. I mean, if we get more trade news, yeah, stock market's pushing up now into close. We got 15 minutes left. Like I said, King Jacob, I'm looking to see if it's going to break below 180 again. If it breaks below 180, definitely going to be back in the range between 170 and 180. Have a good range here, but this could lift off. But I really feel like the trade news is going to have impacts on Alibaba. Even though, I mean, I do believe in the company. I do believe it's a good stock. Just the trade war is not gonna help it. Not gonna help it at all. The more trade news, like when we didn't have trade news, as you can see, we haven't had trade news like for a while. Stock was moving on up, right? But now since trade news is going to come back into rotation, we got to be careful for going long. I mean, if you want to be short, be short. But right now, I'm going to see if it wants to dip below 180, if it wants to bounce here. COTY. So COTY, I mean, kind of looks like Baidu, which the chart we went over earlier, where they ripped on earnings and then it's kind of flagging, just fading off here. I would say let's see what happens in the lower 11s, and if it can go, I mean, it might bounce here, but it looks like it might come back down to like 1150 range. If it breaks here, obviously it's going to go back down into the 1050 range. What's up with after hours trading? What do you mean, John? If ABA was anywhere but China, it would have skyrocketed. Yeah, I mean, like any Chinese stock, especially they haven't brought it up in a while, but remember when Trump wanted to delist Chinese stocks from U.S. exchanges? What was it, a couple months ago, where it was like let's delist the stocks that are on the Chinese stocks on U.S. exchanges. I mean, that if they actually did that, I don't know if they can, but if they did that, I mean, watch out. I don't know, and I don't know if they did do that, what would happen to your, like if I own stock of Alibaba and it got delisted from the exchanges, I mean, what does that convert into? Do I just lose all my money, or I'm not too knowledgeable on that area. Like I know like when Sears got delisted, I mean, people lost their money, right? But that's because the stock's like going bankrupt and stuff, and they got delisted. But if Alibaba, reputable company, making profits, got delisted from a U.S. exchange, what does that do? Can you sue the U.S. government then? Or how does that work? Oh, Cody I did hear about that. She sold it for like $600 million. It was valued at, she sold 51% of the company for $600 million, Kylie Jenner, and it puts the valuation at like $1.2 billion. She was probably sitting there, cash poor, and was like, hey, I'm going to cash some of this out so I can, so I don't have to worry about it the rest of my life. And she still owns 49% of the company, which is understandable. Obviously, she doesn't own a controlling stake, so she will get zero say on what happens. But yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the makeup industry either. As you can tell, I have no makeup on. But I mean, it did pop, but I don't know what that's going to do for the stock like long term. I mean, I'm guessing it would, taking control of that business would be good for that if that's a profitable business. But I guess we'll see long term. I mean, it does look, I mean, their stock, if you look at the 1 year chart here, I'll show you the full picture. I mean, it looks like a disaster. I mean, low volatility days, huge rips, huge red days. It's very hard, I would say, for me to find a trend here. Like, if it comes back down to 11, maybe then buy some calls for like 60 days out. But as you can see here, if you this is what really hurt people with stocks like this is check this out. It went on earnings. It went from $7 and then it ripped all the way up to $11 within 3 days. And what happens most times is people think think that what's already happened is going to continue happening. So they just think, oh, I'm going to keep making money here. And they made money for like 3 or 4 days straight, right? But then what you don't want to do is keep snowballing those positions, because then you snowball, and look what happened here. It literally killed premium in here for like 2 months straight. It killed premium. So that's why you want to take profits and redeploy, but you don't want to redeploy like too big. You don't want to be like, okay, I made money. Now I'm going to redeploy my entire account, and then I'm going to make money. Then I'm going to redeploy that. Okay, I'll make money. And then you redeploy all of that, and then you lose it all. So that's what you don't want to do. And this is what that chart says to me, at least. So looking like a pretty flat close here. Stock still red. Dow's down 113. We were down like, what, 230 on the Dow? Yeah, VF, I don't think you can actually, I don't think they're going to delist the Chinese stocks, but I mean, who knows? Who knows if things get spicy for Trump near the election? I don't know. She's still going to be the face, and if they bought it for her social media presenting, yeah, I mean, it should be fine. I would like to see Cody be coming down to like the 11s though, 1050. Ryan, IRBT, iRobot. I know I've looked at them in the past. They've kind of missed earnings the last few times. Doing pretty terrible. They just keep grinding lower. I mean, I would definitely say put. But I don't like to generally buy things at like 52-week lows. I mean, I would like to see it spike up to 50 again and buy a put. I don't like to buy puts at 52-week lows. I guess what you could do, if we look at what you could do, and ever since the upgrade of Tastyworks, I have that issue where you put in I don't know if you guys have this issue where you put a ticker in. Take care, Nathan. Where you put a ticker in, but it only puts the first 2 letters in the ticker. Been having an issue with the new Tastyworks like 1.0. They made me upgrade, but iRobot. Let's say you wanted to do something. I would buy. Like I would do. If you want to be bearish on it, I would do something like this. I would buy like the 47 and buy the 44. Buy like the 44 or the 45 and actually take this out to like 48, 49. Probably do something like this is what I would do. So you think it's going to go down, but you have that little bit of protection there. You got 65 cent, 60 cent call there, but volume in here isn't very good for this. Let's see what the monthlies. Volume isn't very good on the monthlies either, so you gotta do your best with what you got if you want to trade it. But it looks like a fade. Let's see here. We got Tesla actually moving up, and Apple moving up, and Boeing is moving up. Disney's kind of moving up as well. 5 minutes left. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Apple's been getting stuck here at 363 in power hour. 263, sorry. Ryan, not a problem. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll be okay on Tesla. Just that I really think that Tesla would have recovered up to 360 if we didn't get that China news. I mean, it was pushing hard from 352 to 356. It was pushing, but that China news just sold it off. $6. Actually, dipped below 350. It went to 349 here. So, so far the trade news has been buy the dip opportunity pretty much every time. But the question is it, kind of like the 3-day rule where it goes down for a few days before people start buying back in, or you think they're just going to ignore the trade news and just go right in? What do you guys think? I think you guys are thinking green for tomorrow. Maybe I won't short Nvidia. Yeah, man, I agree. I agree with you on that. Disney's next earnings is, I don't know if they have it announced yet. Okay, so Disney's next earnings is February 4th, 2020. That truck better be fire. I mean, the truck better be good. I just want Tesla to hit 360 again, and I'm gonna exit my position. That's what I want. Tesla to 360. I'll exit my position. Timestamp you. Okay, Matt. Matt, are you in our Discord? So I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna timestamp you. If you guys are not in the Discord, I have a link below. I'm actually building some more bots here. I do have some bots in here for stock market news, so we get some news to us. I also have the earnings bots to bring in earnings. I'm actually working on the I'm working on a bot for upgrades and downgrades, because all this information, we should have all this information coming to us versus us trying to always find this information. So with I've been testing out with the stock market news and also earnings plays or earnings news. I like the way this is flowing, so I'm working on a bot that does upgrades and downgrades. SPY is trying to push. I do have Trump tweets in here. I'm actually going to build another one that says CEO tweets. So we're going to have like Elon in there. We're going to have Jeff Bezos. We're going to have a CEO's tweet section as well, so we can get some CEO tweets going. If you guys are not in the Discord, do you have any suggestions of things that I could put in there? But that's kind of what I've been looking at, kind of help me trade. Ooh, SPY with the fake out. Try to push 311. John, I appreciate it. You got a plan? Nick with Tesla. Yep, that's my plan. You know, when you put a trade on, I always like to have an exit strategy, whether you're going to win the trade or you're going to lose the trade. So that's my plan. I always have an exit strategy. When you don't have an exit or entry strategy, so if you don't, for win or loss, if you don't have a strategy, you're going to lose more times than not. So that's why you need to know when you want to take that L. I mean, I know it hurts to take a loss, but you have to have a plan for if it does occur, because losses are inevitable. Like if you ever meet a stock trader that hasn't had any losses, he's lying or she's lying. Like, I've never had a loss my whole life. I've been trading options for 4 years. Get out of here, man. Maybe not loss of real money. Maybe you're just paper trading. Maybe you're just paper trading. You don't have any real loss of money. CEO tweets is a great idea. Yeah, I think it's gonna be flame. So I've been adding features to the Discord to kind of help things out, and so far it's been going well. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord, links below. I also post all my trades in there. Man, this is gonna close like flat. So we got 45 seconds left. Apple's trying to move up, but I mean, these stocks haven't moved in in an hour. We're getting stopped out here. SPY's getting stopped out here at like 310. I mean, I never lost a trade. I got the Pinocchios. I was going to invest in the Chinese company that owns 40% of Epic Games, Fortnite, but they are in China, so I'm holding off. Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to buy stock in Chinese companies, but you really, I mean, my opinion, of course, you really can't. You can't, because not until some of this trade war stuff's resolved. Roku Premium is so high. I've been selling call spreads and put spreads for easy tendies. Dan Lee, that's what's good. All right, market just closed. Final push. Apple did push at the end there, but not looking good. Not looking good. I'm thinking red tomorrow. I'm thinking red tomorrow. What stock did push, though, really nice was Boeing. Boeing pushed nice. I mean, I know it's going against me right now, but that was a nice push from 366 to 370 on Boeing. Pretty impressive. John, what do you mean? What's up with the after hours trading? Are you saying like why are orders being put through right now? Just so you know, on like SPY and other ETFs, you can trade options up to 15 minutes after close. So I could literally put in a SPY order right now, or I can close a SPY order right now as well. Same with QQQ and the other ones. I can get you guys a list. A lot of people don't know that, but you can trade those ETFs 15 minutes after close. It's not ideal to put it on order on after market close, but if you need to, and a lot of people wonder, well, Nvidia popping right there. So Nvidia, just so you know, Nvidia does get like 50% of the revenue does come from China. So that's why I've been watching it. It's also very high. The stock's very high right now. But yeah, Roku actually just, and Roku recovered nicely too. Let's see if it wants to push above 160 though. So anyways, guys, it's been a fun stream. First time doing Power Hour. I'll probably do this again real soon. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But I think it was a good stream. I mean I really enjoyed the stream. Seems like you guys were into it. So as always, I'm gonna sign off right now. Stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.